Hi, my name's Rich and this is It's Adventure. Now, I'm in the middle of building a studio for my wife at the minute. And today I'm going to be putting the barge board, goes over the apex of the roof, and the cappings which are going to run down the edge of the building and hopefully make it look a bit neater and start to give an idea of what it's going to look like when it's going to be finished. There's a fair bit to do. I'm going to drill and pop rivet the sheet metal into place. These cappings, to see how neat I can make it hanging over the edge. I've got to cut an angle of each of the sheets so that they join together. I might even do a little bit of an overlap actually, so I haven't really fully decided how I'm going to do it just yet. So I think what I'm going to do is first of all try the sheets up in place, see how they look, and then decide from there what I'm going to do. What I do know is that the two cappings that are going to go up the front, they're going to go on first, and then I'm going to put the barge over the top of that. First of all though, I think I better have a bit of a more secure base for my ladder, because balancing it on a pile of wood, I don't think it's going to be the way to go. Ooh, look at that. Nice new gloves. Went up to Costco on the way back from the Midlands and invested in a new pair of leather gloves. Last ones were about 12 years old and have finally worn through. That's what I'm thinking is to measure it from the top. So if I just do that, so that's going to be 234. 2155. Do that one first. One. See here, that is where I did a full snip, and the rest is just half cuts, and it's created a bit of a dimple. That's what I wanted to try and avoid, but never mind. If I put that at the top, the barge board will hide that anyway. Next. Karaoke. Right, what I'm thinking is, if I put the cappings on the edge here and then clamp them at the bottom, that should hold it in place whilst I'm figuring out what to do with the bolts. That's what I'm going to go for anyway. That's my theory and I'm sticking to it. I'm wondering if I need to actually cut the sheet back and have it flush, or they're having a bit of an air gap underneath to allow airflow to dry it out fully. Again, don't know, never done this before, so I don't know what's right and what's wrong. So I'm just gonna go with what I think feels correct. And I think leaving a gap is gonna be the way to go. Holding this galvanised roof sheet on, I've used these exceptionally long bolts that bolt through the galvanised sheet, through a waterproof membrane, through 100mm of insulation, through a vapour barrier, through OSB, which is 18mm, and then into the joists. Now each of them end up at about that sort of level within the joists, so they go a whole bunch of way in. So what I'm going to do is now work out where I've got to drill to be able to fit these back in. I'm going to be drilling in there, hoping that I'm not going to break the surface too much for the rain. It's a flat surface, so it should be all right, eh? There again, what I'm worried about, this is an external surface. We've got the corrugation, we've got the waterproof layer, we've got the insulation, we've got the vapour barrier. Yeah, it'll be fine. I'll rivet it. I'm going over the top, aren't I? Again. I had a great idea. I don't know if it's such a great idea, but it's a good idea. I'm thinking, because I've got quite a lot of barge board, that I really ought to go belt and braces on the apex and right on the gable end here, where chances are I could get quite a bit of weather. Take the barge board, bring it forward, cut along the middle and then use the excess to wrap around this front piece. So if I'm pulling this forward, cut straight down the middle, then I can fold this piece down, and that will stop it sliding backwards. Aim to fold that over, crease him up. Same on the other side. And they do. Drill it, and then rivet it. And that would be super. So that's the capping and the barge board done. I'm chuffed with that, man. That looks the mutts. Really nicely finished off up there. Still don't yet know what I'm going to do with the front fascia. So this, I've got to work out. What I think I'm going to do is build up a board from here and actually have that all the way up, and then I can have the guttering fixed just below the roof line there. So that's what I think I'm at with that. But that job done. The next is going to be to get the lead in place. So at the back of the garage there, I'm going to cut a groove, a channel into the wall. And it's probably going to be about, I don't know, about a couple of centimetres. Couple of centimetres deep, couple of centimetres high. The aim of that is that then I can fit in some lead into that slot, and then the lead will run down the wall, then over the roof. So it will stop any rain that hits that wall from running down. All of that water that comes off the garage roof, because the other day there was a bit, it will come down the garage, hit that lead, slide out over the roof, and then be down and away. I'm going to do that next, get the channel in. I've still got that major window to get in. That's going to be a mammoth task. I'm really not looking forward to that one. The tolerances are so damn tight. It's going to be really tricky. Right, anyway, less waffling. Let's go get cutting, and we'll dig out the wall channel. So I managed to find in my slate store, I say slate store, sounds like I've got my own quarry. So I've got a whole bunch of these slates, so I can remodel the ones that have broken. So that's what I'm going to do now, is get all my repair tiles ready, and then we'll start to cut out for the flashing. Old tile, new tile. There we go. New, old. Well, it's got to be said, cutting those tiles was a bit of a dusty business, and I've cut one bit of groove into the roof, right into the wall, ready for the flashing. I'm now going to cut the long side, so this is going to be dusty, very dusty, but got to be done. Level. See, this is exactly one of those things where you start to do one job. I'm going to put the roof capping on and the flashing, and you end up doing the flashing. You have to got to cut the wall. To cut the wall, you've got to take the tiles off. To do the tiles, you've got to take the cabling out. Anyway, finish off the cut of the flashing, and then we'll roll him out. Next bit then. And this is weird stuff. It's not lead. It's because lead's a bit of a dodgy thing these days. So this is a lead replacement. I'm really interested to see how well this works. So I'm going to get this sheet up there, roll it out, and push it in place, and then see if I can stick it down. See if I can stick it down before it gets too wet. I think that's what I'll do. Right, yeah. So I've got the flashing started on the other side. What I need to do now is run it in on this side as well. Turns out there's a dual peel thing. So there's two ribbons of like anti-stick. So what you do is as you're moving down, so pull that stuff off, and then you can ram it into place, stick it against the building. It's quite cool. Obviously, you don't have that with normal lead. Right, I want it to be sort of like that. What I might do is have that ridge underneath that tile, tipping that way from this point and tipping this way from this point. Sorted. Well, there we go then. That is a cracking day today. Got loads done. Got the barge board sorted at the top, got the capping done at the end, and to get that, get the flashing in as well. That's quite a cool day. That means now that the building is relatively weather tight. I've still got to do the cementing in, but I've also got to put the ridge tiles back on for those that I took off as well. So that's going to need a bunch more cement for that, so I can do those two bits together. But today it's getting it's quite late now, it's 9 o'clock, so I'm going to knock it on the head, and then that's been quite a productive day today. We're supposed to be getting some dodgy weather come in, so this is why I've tried to rush this through just now. At least that's going to keep the worst of the weather out, but for now that's it. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Rich and this is It's Adventure. Oh, before you go, don't forget, click on that subscribe button, and if you click on the bell you'll be notified the next time I release a video. And if you got anything from this video or enjoyed it or had a good time, then do please click on the like button, because it really helps out the video and helps out the channel for the algorithms. But anyway, my name's Rich and this is It's Adventure. I'll see you again very soon.